Hi.
Hello, love you. Alright.
Yeah, how are you?
Not bad, thank you. Let's get the
A
cappy.
working man. I see a working man in
Gonna
front of
get the
me.
cappy. Yeah, I've been working today.
Yeah, how'd you get on?
Not bad, not bad. You know, people who work with me would say I don't do much, but I would say they don't appreciate what I do. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
I don't know what you mean.
I'm
Explain.
I'm not much of a lifter or a carrier or a mover, but they don't know I bring out the best in them. So
Are
so
you
yeah,
talking emotionally or physically here? Are you
I
talking
just
about on the site?
I just I'm I'm good for morale. Um, yeah, I'm good for morale and the rest of it. So yeah, you know, I'm good to have on side. Signature resin flooring, where it's at, best resin flooring in the UK.
Great. Well, if I ever need my floors done, I know who I'm going to call. Can you hear
I
me?
think I think is it my signal or yours?
It's
Is it my
yours.
signal or yours?
It's you. Can you hear me? There we go.
Better. There we
That's
go.
better. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Super. So yeah. So are you off for the weekend then?
Working tomorrow. Um,
Jesus.
Small job tomorrow. Only a small space really. You know, 20 square meters. You know what I mean? Only about 60 mixers that. So easy work. Easy work for me.
I thought you were taking the piss.
No,
I
no,
didn't
no.
think you were walking. I thought you were only messing, but you are actually out working, doing the
Yeah,
nine to five. I
not
salute
nine
you.
to five. Not 9 to 5. It's more like seven. Today I left the house at maybe 7:30. Back home for 4. So 7:30, 4. I guess
That's a full day.
it was hard work and all. To be honest,
Well, what's going on other than like you being on a building site? Give me
nothing
some
really.
goss.
I'm getting one session a day in. Either I do a run and I come back. Instead of doing 2 sessions, I just do one smaller session. But you know, I have a run or a walk, come back, do some weights, do a bit of shadow boxing. Instead of splitting it into 2, just steady away. I might fight in July, I might not. So I'm not gonna train myself into the ground for something that might not happen. So keep half ready. So you know, if I get the call, if I get 6, 7 weeks notice, could be
So I
alright.
know that a lot of people. I know people think they ask like for people to ask questions if they wanted to ask
Yeah.
during this interview, and loads of people were like, "Is Dave going to be fighting in July?" So what is the story? Like, have you put your name in into the hat essentially? Have you told Eddie Hearn, I'm going to be ready? Has he approached you? What's going on?
My understanding is there's going to be 5 shows,
Hmm.
4 shows on normal Sky, 5 fights per show. So there's 20 shows. So you know, I think Terry Harper and Natasha Jones is a fight that's going to happen for definite. Fabio, Wardley, Simon Vallily, that's a definite
Hmm.
fight apparently, and a few others. You know, so they're definite. So the slots are getting less and less. You know, look at the White Povetkin, that's a definite as well. So
Hmm.
you know, there's probably like 19 slots left. So 36 to 38 fighters will get a fight. I've been asked who I would like to fight. Um, you know, they're all going to be 50-50s. And I said, look, I'll fight David Price, I'll fight you, Fury. I said, I'll box either of them. So if the money's right, I'll box them. I'll box behind closed doors. If not, I'm happy to wait, you know. So
Hmm.
that's where we're at. I'll either box one of them two or I won't box till November, December. So
So what will happen then? Just hypothetically, say that you get added to one of the cards in July.
yeah.
Will you have at that point then been working with Jamie Moore already? Are
It's
you
a
in touch
yeah.
with Jamie? Like, what's going on in terms of him being your coach now?
The difficult thing for me and for everyone else really is sparring. I think sparring is the hard part. You know, like Manchester for me, it's not too far away. But like say Carl Frampton wanted to box, he's got to fly over to England with Jamie. You know, like I'm using Jamie as an example.
Yeah.
You know, it's very difficult for some people. They're a long way away from the trainers. You know, some people aren't in the same country, so that's the difficult part. But sparring is going to be the hard part. I think if these fights happen in July, August time, how are we going to spar? You know, how are you going to bring people in?
Mm.
And like Alexander Usyk, like if you fight Derek Chisora, if the fight like that was like White Povetkin, how are they going to get sparring partners in? Because when you're a heavyweight, world class heavyweight fighting another world class heavyweight, your sparring's not always in the same country, you know. Like Usyk wanted me to go over to Ukraine to spar for Chisora, so there's not going to be a lot of 6'2" come forward fighters like Dave Chisora in the Ukraine. So it's really difficult, I think. So that's going to be the hardest part. There's going to be lots of excuses from lots of fighters on these shows because they're just going to blame it on the coronavirus. So for a lot of people, it's going to be a shot for nothing because there's really made excuses about it all.
Would it be fair to say though that given, you know, let's say your past fights that you've taken, you've been quite
Yeah,
open about, you know, taking fights where you haven't really prepared that much, you know, in
yeah.
terms of like having a full camp or whatever. Is that something that you would be like, okay, I've learned from that, I'm never going to do that again? Or are you like, I've done this before, if I get a late notice call, I can jump in, I'm good to go?
Well, I firmly believe if no one trained from now for the next 5 years, no one's allowed to exercise at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the best ever on the planet, and that's a fact. So I'd be really happy if no one ever trained. Do you know what I mean? I've watched Luis Ortiz. I trained twice in 6 months, took him 7 rounds, didn't do too bad. So I'd be really happy if no one trained. But you know, I've been using this time to get fit. So you got to think, if I'm using this time to get fit, everyone else, all the top guys, they're training. You know, they're all training hard, training away. So, um, yeah, you know, there will be excuses, but really, there's probably not many excuses to be had, really. So, I think the best thing about it is that we'll see some good 50-50 matchups. You know, the likes of Harper, Jones, Wardley, Vallily, these big domestic fights, we'll get to see them. So, I think it's good for boxing in a weird way because we're going to get to see the best British fight the best of the British. So, it's good.
I agree. Would it be fair to say you're excited?
Not really, no. I won't go that far. Not really
Why
excited.
not? I mean, it's an exciting time. You know, your name is back. There's a lot of like, you know, you're in the press a lot recently with obviously the Jamie Moore signing with MCK.
Mike
Obviously now
Tyson
these.
fight.
Well, I
Yeah,
was
the
going to
Tyson
get to
fight.
it. I was going to get to it. So, you know, like you're in the press a lot. There's a lot of like media attention around you. So, you know, it's an exciting time for David Allen, no?
Um, I mean, yeah, guess so, kind of, yeah. You know, I'm not, you know, like I do Dave Connect TV, yeah, because it's my channel. But I, I try and cut down the interviews and stuff now because you get older and you get wary of everything. You know, when you're young, you want to get your name out there. I wasn't bothered if my name was positive or negative years ago. I just wanted to get out there because no one knew who I was. I wanted to get the big fights, and I wanted to do this and do that. But these days, I don't want to. Like, the British boxing public, they know me kind of, and I'm a name now. So, do you know what I mean? I did the job. I did what I needed to do. But now it's just like I just don't want people to message me saying that Mike Tyson's gonna brutally bum me and stuff. Like, I don't want that. Do you know what I mean? I want a nice, quiet life and just get on with it. So, yeah.
What is the apart from the media stuff of not actually, you know, the energy and the physicality of having to actually do the interviews and stuff, what is the reason that you don't want to do them? Is it because you do an interview, you say something, and then you get like just bombarded with DMs from people that have an opinion or want to comment on what you've said?
It's
Like
difficult
for
because,
example, let's
yeah.
let's let's dig it up. The Mike Tyson thing. You were very vocal about Mike Tyson coming back, and you've opened a can of worms where people are like, you know, you're right, you're wrong.
I weren't that vocal. It weren't that big. It weren't that deep. I was in bed and TalkSport said, "You're not half air." So I forgot about that. So I go downstairs. And I always think now, whenever I do any interview, I just think to myself, don't say nothing silly. Come on, keep it together. Because you know what I'm like, I'm a bit of a gobshite. So I'm on the phone to TalkSport, yeah. And I'm just thinking, yeah, don't say nothing silly. So we get through all the questions I expected. This is about Eddie's back garden. So I answered the questions really well. I thought, like, keep Eddie on side. You know what I mean? I might want to get paid well. So really nice about Eddie. Obviously, he's really professional. Which is anyway. I wasn't really talking shit. So anyway, I'd done that, and they said, "What do you think about Mike Tyson?" So what I said, yeah, was I felt common sense. I was being respectful, but I can't. I can say what I think. My opinion. Obviously, my opinion to me is fact because that's my opinion. So obviously,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I think. So, but I can't. The problem is with interviews and stuff and quotations that people take out of interviews. They can't. I can't help people. They take it how they want to take it. Do you know what I mean? So that's
Mm-hmm.
the hard bit. It's like the old saying, you know, I am whatever you say I am, and that quote
Yep.
to you means whatever it means. So I know how I say things, but it gets twisted and stuff, and I don't really want people messaging me saying that they want Mike Tyson to do horrible things to me. Do you know what I mean?
Well, listen, how does it make you feel knowing that you work in an industry that the media plays a very integral part of it? It's the boxing media is so important to the development of the sport and also to the development of the fighters. But we live in an age of social media where it's all about clickbait and it's all about one-liners and it's all about, saying something to get someone to go to your website or to your Instagram page or whatever. And so you're the subject of that. So
I think
sometimes you
yeah,
might say something out of turn and then be like, I didn't really mean it like that. And now a shitstorm has developed.
9 times out of 10, whatever I say, I stand by it. I believe what I say.
Yeah.
Some things, I look back at some things I said. The Anthony Joshua Ruiz fight, the first one, I got interviewed 12 hours after the fight, yeah, and I said, oh, Joshua quit. That's what I said, and I believed it at that very moment in time. I believed it. But I watched the fight at Madison Square Garden. I had no replays. I didn't get to see the fight until a week later, and then I watched the fight back. And this is a very rare occasion. I looked and I got it wrong. Do you know what I mean? I get loads of things wrong, but that was one interview where I got it wrong. But the Mike Tyson thing and other things, I don't believe that I got it wrong or I said anything wrong. It's just people take it how they want to take it. But as is life, not just boxing and not just in the media. I say things all the time to people and they can take it the wrong way. So the thing is, you just can't you can't please everyone all the time, and someone's always got something to moan about. So I don't really care, but just life's a bit easier when it's a bit quieter, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. But I think what you said is like fair enough. I haven't seen anyone that knows boxing that's put out, yeah, this is a super idea and he's going to be an animal and he's going to do really well. I think the consensus is he's free to do whatever he wants. He's going to make a ton of money if he does come back, and it is what it is. And it seems to be just like the casual boxing fan that's just like really excited about the prospect of getting to see Mike Tyson
He,
fight again.
he's literally a living legend, isn't he? Like he's a god. Like he's above all men. Do you know what I mean? Like he's a hero to so many. So they hear negative things, what they perceive to be negative, because they see one quote that's taken out of a piece of dialogue. So if you go and if you can be bothered to read or watch the whole thing, like I always say to people, like interviews with IFL and Boxing Social, another channels. I always they're like 20, 30 minutes long, but the quotation is like a 2 second piece of dialogue. So I don't mind. Someone watches the whole thing and then disagrees with me, they can come and say what they want. But if they're only going to take the 6 or 7 words that is used as the title, and they're going to come out without watching the whole thing, then they're not really educated on the subject at hand. So it isn't the boxing public it isn't the boxing me that I have a problem with. It's the ignorant people that don't even do the homework and realise what they're talking about that are the issue. But you can't change that because that's human nature. So I can't.
It is human nature and it's the internet. And that's just the way people are. Even
Yeah.
if like, I mean, we're in a culture now where like, especially with social media, where people are just retweeting, giving an opinion on all subjects that they really don't have an expertise in.
The top and bottom of it is, and I like an opinion. Anyone can have an opinion on me, yeah.
Yeah.
But for the most part, boxing, yeah. I do boxing. I know boxing, yeah. I don't know much else. I don't really have an opinion on much else. I talk about horse racing. I don't know fuck all about horse racing. My gambling problem will tell you that. But it wouldn't be a problem if I was good at it, would it? But like for the most part, people haven't got a fucking clue what they're on about. Do you know what I mean? So because the last 12 years of my life, I've given my life to boxing. It's my passion. It's what I've done. It's my job. And I've been around the best fighters, and I've been lucky enough to actually have that hands-on experience of sparring and fighting them. I know what I'm talking about. So I find it sometimes, it never upsets me. The opinion of any man that wants to have an opinion is great. I love it. Like, you're welcome to it. But when they start saying talking like what they say is fact, that's what irritates me. And that's what irritates me in life as well, not just in boxing. So
Do you
rant
think
over.
do you think there'll ever come a day where you'll just press delete on all social media and you won't exist on the internet anymore?
Well, I got rid of Twitter because Twitter is a very poisonous place. I don't think it's a very nice place. So Instagram's a bit of a nicer Instagram's a nicer audience, and Facebook. Everyone on Facebook, I know everyone on my Facebook. Someone says anything to me on Facebook, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, what are you saying? I'm here. So, so it's a nicer audience, you know what I mean? And but yeah, I'd like to think so. But at the same time, I always like social media. There's always some dickheads on there, but I've met some amazing friends off social media, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. To this day, even now, like when I realise, you know what, people support me and whatever else. I don't like saying fans, but the people that support me and the people that message me, you know what I mean? Like, I go and message request and I read some nice things. I just think that's fucking brilliant. Or someone will say something like, "Oh, you really helped me today." It makes me feel. It makes me feel on top of the world. So. Would I get rid? I don't really want to get rid of it for that reason, but at the same time, when I get married with kids, I probably have to get rid of it. You know what I mean? Because there are too many birds. Right, go on.
Well, that's fair enough. Well, leading from leading from talking about the fans to let's go into the question box and see what everyone is wants to ask you. I see them all flying in. Right, let's have a look. Lots of people asking, how come you've gone back to work? What's the decision to do that?
For numerous reasons. Basically, Danny wants to buy a car, so
Okay.
he's not going to go on his own. So I'll just go with him. Also, the people that I work with, my friends, like I want to spend time with them. Being lonely, do you know what I mean? So I can go to work. My friends are getting something out of it, and I get to see my friends, you know, and it's a working environment. I enjoy going. I enjoy doing it. You know what I mean? Like, if I, you know, touch wood, I don't, but, you know, get an injury tomorrow, I ain't in a position where I'm never going to have to fight again. I'm going to have to work again. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to, and I just enjoy going. They're my friends as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a social event for me, to be honest. I don't get out very much.
I hear you. Lots of people are asking, and also I agree with them. Why are you swinging a screwdriver in your hand?
No, what it is what I had an itch earlier, and I was just scratching my eyebrow with it, and
Slightly intimidating, you waving a screwdriver.
no, I always keep a screwdriver with me because it's good for it. I always scratch myself with a screwdriver. I found it on the bottom.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so Joe Austin 1010 has asked, who have you got in the Fabio Wardley Vallily fight? Who do you think wins?
I spar Simon Vallily now since I was an amateur boxer, and I've sparred Fabio once. Simon Vallily, if he would have lived the life the last 10 years, would have been world champion, in my opinion. That
Wow.
good, that good, unbelievably talented. One of those, probably for talent, behind Tyson Fury, the most talented man I've been in the ring with, Simon Vallily. Unbelievable, like unbelievable athlete. He probably runs meters under 11 seconds. You know what I mean? He could probably play rugby, basketball. He could do it a lot. He's and he's probably the hardest puncher pound for pound I've ever been in with. Tough as they come, tough as nails, but not for me to say. But he's always been in he's always been in some kind of trouble or other.
I think
Uh,
you've been very vocal about that.
his life outside the ring's not been great. But me and Simon, I like to think he's my mate. You know, we've sparred. I probably sparred Simon more than I sparred anyone else ever. And me and him have took years off each other's life. That ain't even an exaggeration. We had some proper, like, you pay to watch them. But Fabio, for me, at this point, it's like Simon, like, he's training properly now, what I'm seeing. He's training properly. Now, if this were 5 years ago and he was doing all that, I'm picking Simon to win because he's unbelievably talented. But Fabio was very fresh. He's fresh, Fabio, and he's not the greatest boxer yet because he's not got the experience. He can't be a great boxer yet because he ain't experienced enough. You need experience, you need rounds, you need to fight good fighters and learn off and sparring is one thing, fighting is another. Fabio, for me, can be British champion in 18 months' time. Like, he isn't beating you Dubois, he's not beating you Gormans, he's not beating me because he's not experienced enough. I think he can. I think in time he will. I sparred him. We did a couple of rounds and he's really athletic, like really athletic, really fit, trains really hard. And I think in 18 months, 2 years, he'll be British champion and maybe beyond.
Very good.
This fight comes down to what Simon's got left, really. Because Simon won Commonwealth, he won the Commonwealth Games, stop everyone in round one. Like, he can fight like a bug. But I rate them both and I like them both as well. Simon's my friend and Fabio's a really nice fella, really well spoken. And I'm looking forward to the fight. I think the winner will get a big fight as well. So, but with Fabio, like, if I'm looking after him, I'll just slow down a little bit because he's a proper novice, but he can go really far. That's my honest opinion on it.
But isn't that, because that is something that a lot of boxing fans comment on, in terms of fighters now being like moved along quite quickly, sometimes a little bit too quickly. But like,
Yeah.
what's the happy medium? Because if the opportunity is there, like, should you jump on it, or do do you kind of try and keep yourself back? Like where's the middle ground?
Well, the thing is, like, I had 10 amateur fights, 10 pro fights. I boxed Dylan White. That's way too
Yeah.
fast, to be honest. Like, it's too fast. But then people say to me, Danny turning pro, and I say he's had 50 amateur fights. He's ready. So
Yeah.
he's ready to turn pro at 18. But at 24, I weren't ready for British level, which is where Dylan White was at the time. He was top of the domestic tree at the time, I think, after Joshua beat him and he moved on. So for me, like, with the Fabio Wardley fight, like I was saying, I think Fabio is ready to box Simon. Whether he beats him or not, I don't know, depending on what Simon's got left. But Fabio, for me, like, he's come out of the white collar scene, I think.
Yeah.
He's had 10 pro fights. Fabio's just an outstanding athlete. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He can box a little bit as well, but it's going to take time. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think the Vallily fight's good, but I wouldn't beat him. If he beats him, I wouldn't move on then to try and fight myself or David Price, because the experience is too much, I believe, right now. So you'd need 2 or 3 more fights in the interim against other good opposition before you make that step, because there's so many different steps to take in levels, which I've learned now, because I've gone from journeyman to world title challengers. You know what I mean? And it's like, I went
Mm-hmm.
4 rounds at Warsaw Town Hall against Dave Howe. 6 weeks later, I boxed the Olympic gold medalist. Like, and that's a massive jump. But even the little jumps are a lot, you know, the little
Mm.
ones. So it's all about doing the right things at the right time. And I'd never tell anyone else how to do things, but it's baby steps sometimes, especially when you've not got the right amateur background, the right pedigree, which I was the same. I only had 10 amateur fights, so I've learned from my mistakes, and that's why, like with Danny and that, I think I've done a good job with him boxing all the best amateur kids, so he's ready when he turns pro, because there's nothing you can't beat experience. Brendan Ingle used to say to me, it's the one thing you can't buy, borrow, or pretend to have in is experience. The most important thing in life, all aspects of life, boxing included. So yeah, that's my very long-winded take on that.
You're good at this. You just interview yourself. It's fantastic. um, dun, dun, dun. Sorry, this is a fucking minefield. Muchie has asked, can we see Dave in MMA?
I believe we can. I was talking about it years ago. I was in New York to watch Khabib against Iaquinta, and
Great fight.
a very good friend of mine. He's big into MMA and he's got a lot of contacts. And I used to do wrestling, not fake wrestling, actual proper wrestling. Me and you have discussed this before because you're into all your stuff. So
excuse me, I am a blue belt, 4 stripes in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. But anyway, so so the wrestling, I'm quite a high level wrestler. Like I can wrestle. I'm good. Got the boxing. I'm a tough kid. Punch a little bit. I don't really want to be kicked, but yeah, it's a definite possibility. I think I'm more qualified than 99% of the boxing world to take that step over, even though I'm not as good a boxer as some of them. Like Dylan White with kickboxing background, he's also in MMA. He's one who would definitely move over. But my wrestling abilities would shock a lot, I believe.
Okay, disclaimer. Like, we're all taking your word for this because we don't actually know how skilled you are at wrestling.
What do you want me to do? Wrestle my pillar around bedroom? What do you want me to do? We'll see. I think I'd give it a crack. Yeah, I wouldn't be looking to fight. I wouldn't be looking to fight Cormier or nothing in my debut. But you know what I mean. I'd be willing to try it and start out at the lower level and start out and.
Well, you did call out Francis Ngannou like 2 weeks ago.
Well, I'd take him out at one shot. I'd take him out, no problem at all.
Is there a timeline on this? I'm genuinely asking. Go on.
If biting's allowed, I'd take that Ngannou out in no time. at
Stop
all.
that.
No problem.
Is there a timeline on this MMA thing? Like, is it genuinely serious?
I want to be retired at boxing by 30, and
Yeah.
I just want to have one fight at it, just one go at it, very low level. If I win it, keep going until I get beat. You know, I'm not saying I'm going to be MMA world champion at all, but it'd be something I like. I said I had a discussion with someone. I'd like to play that. I'm going to play for Batley Bulldogs Rugby League. That's
Yes,
three
the rugby.
sports. That's three sports. Um, football, I might get a game for a Saturday League team. Not quite pro. And
Also,
the darts as well.
I was just about to say you're a darts champion over the last couple of
Yeah.
days.
I've got to,
Congratulations.
I've got to play Gallagher from, I can't remember his first name, but it don't really matter. I'm going to hammer him anyway. So I'm gonna play him in the final. So
You're a mad joker.
that's five sports there that I'm gonna crack. So yeah.
Okay, so I have to go in real quick because this is like it's a long thing. Ask Dave what he thinks about the Amma Williams sparring video. Oh yeah, he's basically a pro beating up a novice for the camera. People like Josh Taylor, Billy Joe, Anthony Fowler have all spoken out against it. So have you seen the video?
I've not seen. I've seen something about it, but in this new mature role that I've taken on, I don't care too much about anyone's business anymore. You know, so this happens in gyms all over the world all the time. You know, sparring is sparring. You know, and yeah, I believe sparring. You know, you should be learning from it. You know, I've had some proper wars in the gym. I've also been a bully in the gym. If you can tell me someone that's been boxing for 10 years plus and they've not been a bit of a bully in sparring, they're lying to you, because they do. I've been bullied and I've been a bully in sparring. It happens all the time. The only difference is I didn't record it because I'm not a cock. But it happens. It happens all the time. Every fighter that's been involved in boxing, of course you'd be a bit of a bully sometimes because it's in us. You know, I've flattened a few fighters that probably shouldn't have even been sparring, but they were brought in for sparring and I sparred them. I've been bullied a few times when I was younger. When I was a younger man, getting beat up. It's boxing. I wouldn't record it because that is a bit of a dick move, but it is what it is. He's a young fellow. What is he? 24. 24 is a grown man, but 24 as well. You know, you're still a bit of a kid, especially when I was 24. I was still a kid at 24. So
Yeah, me
mentally,
too, 100%. But who's at fault there? Like, obviously, like he's in there. His coach. That's just the thing. Is the coach like that standing by watching it? Is it like?
Not the boxer, because the boxer spars the weather. You know, I sparred fighters that shouldn't have even been in the gym. I sparred pros that shouldn't have been in the gym. I sparred pro heavyweights on Britain. Now, I sparred them and I flattened them. I'm not going to say who, obviously, but and you flatten them and you think, wow, they shouldn't even be pros. This is bullying. The only difference is that happens up and down the country every day in sparring. But you just don't record it. It's an unwritten rule. Like, if you're going to record the sparring, it goes no further than you watching it. I've been beat up so many times in sparring. I've been beat up by Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and I've been beat up by kids who've got 3 times more losses than wins. Because that's what happens in the gym sometimes. You have a good day, you have a bad day, like doing your boxing. You don't record it, and if you do record it, it's all agreed, and you don't be a prick and put it on the thing. But, you know, I'm not shocked by it. I don't sit here and think, oh my God, that's really terrible, because it happens all the time. Bullying in the gym happens all the time. And sometimes when Danny spars, I tell him, he spars kids, if he's too good for him, I said, look, do the kid a favour and flatten him, because he shouldn't be boxing, or just fucking get him out of there, Danny, and show a bit of aggression. Do you know what I mean? This is boxing, ain't tickling, but I don't sit there and record it and then put it on the internet. No.
So reverse the roles. What is the advice for the role of the novice in that? For people watching that might be in it. I'm not talking about pros.
Someone who's signed with Matchroom USA in the top amateur and like going to be a top pro. Don't do it. You know what I've realised? There's no medals of bravery, especially not in the gym. When you're in the ring, and you're matched up and you're boxing, put it all in. You know, you got a referee there, he's going to save you. And you know what? If I ever put Danny or Liam in the ring with someone too good from sparring, as soon as it's too much, you're getting out. I've had Danny in tears before, like, because he's had a few rounds sparring, it ain't going his way, he's getting it too much. I go, Danny, get the fuck out. I said, get out. Like, I'm not mad at him, but it's like, Danny, get out, mate. Because it's too, like, because they've got a bit of compassion for him. I care for him. That's why I think every trainer, when you train a boxer, you've got to care for him, because I never see him get hit too much. If he gets hit too much in 2 rounds sparring with someone, like, get out, and he'll be like, no, I don't. And he gets really upset, like, Danny, get out, mate. You're having a bad day. Like, I'm not, you're having a bad day because you're getting it too much. Just get out. And he's like, no, I want to stay in. No, we can come back in a couple of days. You can go again because. So, if you put in a novice in, if he's a novice amateur sparring a really good pro, then the people who are looking after him want to be looked after, and the people who are running the gym want to be looked after. It's not really the kid who's filling him in's fault because that's his job. He's a boxer and he's got a mean streak and he wants to batter him. So I don't really put the blame at his feet, to be honest. I put the blame at whoever runs the gym or the trainer or whatever else.
Good answer.
Thank you.
What's the key? Where is the keep moat?
The keep moat is Doncaster Rovers football ground.
Oh, so WC19 has asked, what's the possibility of Dave having a fight at the keep moat?
Well, to be totally honest, it depends on Terry Harper's success. Terry Harper's the big dog from Doncaster. So Terry beats Jonas. You know, she gets the Katie Taylor fight. Probably wouldn't. Katie Taylor's probably the much bigger name. It'd go wherever she wanted it. But Terry keeps winning. She can bring a big world title fight to Doncaster. You know, and then you got me on the undercard. You know, you got Anthony Tomlinson.
Yes.
James McDonald's back. He was world champion, a great fighter for years. Gavin McDonald, Jason Cunningham. Doncaster's full of talent, but Terry sells tickets like there's no tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like a few more wins, a few more belts, a really big super fight. Then you chuck me in a few hours on the undercard. You could fill the keep out and have an amazing night. So I think it's a possibility, yeah, because I think Terry's good enough to do that. So I'm very lucky that I've got Terry now. You know, when things get back rolling, because she's gonna bring big time boxing back to Doncaster. I don't think a profile is as big as mine yet, but I think we'll help each other in that sense because, you know, if I can win a British title, she wins the world title, I think we can bring massive big time boxing back to Doncaster. So, you know, no pressure, Terry, but a lot of it depends on you, love. So yeah, keep winning.
So I'm guessing that you're banking on Terry winning this Natasha Jonas fight.
I expect Terry to win it. Like, Natasha Jonas is a lovely woman. I met her a long time ago when I was up at the GB. Great woman, lovely woman, and a really good fighter, to be honest. But I think the open-off fight for me, like I thought she'd done at the weight, and that's 2 years ago. And I think Terry's the best fighter on the planet as a female. I think her and Chantel Cameron are the two best fighters on the planet. As much as I love Katie Taylor, I don't think Katie Taylor lives with either of them.
I won't have a bad word said about that woman on my show. Do you hear me?
I'm a big Katie Taylor fan. I think Katie, Chantel, Terry, Savannah, Clarissa, they're as good as any men on the planet right now. And I'll happily watch. And a year before Katie Taylor came on the scene, women's boxing, I was always like, I don't want to watch it. I'll watch Katie Taylor fight. I'll watch Chantel fight. I'll watch all them women fight because they're unbelievable fighters, man, woman, whatever. Brilliant fighters, and I love watching them.
Good to hear it. Glad to hear it.
No, they're proper with me and a lot of the boxing fans around because I was very sceptical. You know, Katie Taylor's pro debut, I was sceptical. You know, she's getting the big build up. I'd not really watched her as an amateur, and you know her, and then the emergence of the Chantel Camerons and Savannah Marshall's, Terry Harper, the proper won me, and I think a lot of other boxing fans over that was very sceptical about women's boxing.
And you know what the good thing about all of those women as well is they're all so diverse and different with different characters and different like styles. You know, it's not just like the one set kind of look or style that we kind of are used to seeing or that we used to see years ago. Everyone's real diverse now.
Yeah, like for me, Chantel Cameron's probably my favourite to watch because she's just nasty. You know, Savannah Marshall is just an unbelievable boxer. She would beat anyone outside the top 20 male super middleweights. I think she beats him. I think she's that good. She's so clever. She can punch and all. I watched her spar at the GB years ago. I'm not going to mention no names yet, but she was sparring a fella that went to the Olympics. She fucking battered him. And I remember watching thinking, who the fuck is this? Do you know what I mean? So me and Savannah became good friends after that. So, yeah, unbelievable, really. But and I was sceptical, to be honest. But, yeah, they've all won me over.
Good. They'll all be delighted to hear that, Dave.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. But the buzzing, right, yeah.
Okay, let's have a little look here before we... Oh, somebody has like because loads of people have asked about the rematch with Dillian White. Would you want a rematch? And now somebody has asked, CLS78 has asked, would you fight Dillian White MMA?
Well, the thing is, the rematch David Price. Well, David
You look
Price.
like such
David, what are you on about? What charge my phone?
a
David Price battered me worse than anyone, to be honest. But like me and David Price, like we're still kind of at the same level, you know.
Yeah.
Dylan White's been waiting for the world title shot for 2 years, and he beat me 9 rounds to 1. Do you know what I mean? So it's not really something that's going to happen, is it? You know. So I say to anyone, if you pay me enough money, yeah, and you tell me where and when, then there's no problem. And most boxers are exactly 99% of the boxers are exactly the same. So I always say to everybody, if you pay me the right money, and I think you used to say that, you set up the fight anyway. But these days, pay me the right money, tell me where and when, I'll be there, no problem at all.
Somebody else just wrote there. Derek27 has said, Dillian White once called you the hardest. See you next
Yeah.
C word. Uh, uh, is he right?
You know what the thing is, yeah? Because I'm such a nice man these days, yeah? You know, when I got to a certain age, I've changed a lot, yeah? But you asking
Your
anyone that knows
internet's
me,
going. We can't hear you. Right, go on. We can hear you now.
I'm such a nice man these days, and I don't
Yeah.
really care. I don't care about being a hard man, yeah? But you ask anyone that knows me, they will back like they will confirm that story 100% of the way.
Okay, take your word for it.
No,
Right.
it's the truth. My wrestling's top notch as well. Don't forget that. I told you.
Listen to me. What area? Obviously, we're talking about in the gym, but what would lead Dilly Royce to say that? Is it your inability to like quit, to keep going, your strength? Like, what is it? Why do people that spar you say that?
I never really asked him, to be honest. But you know, I'm a very just a tough man. You know, I didn't train at it. It's conditioned. I believe it's conditioned. From a young age, I was conditioned to be tough, mentally and physically. From being 5 years old, I used to walk 5 or 6 miles a day. From being 8 or 9 years old, I used to run 5 or 6 miles a day. I would run every day. I would walk every day. You know, my dad used to beat me. You know what I mean? Like it's conditioned in me. You know, the David Price fight for a long time. I was very down to thought I quit, but I didn't. I was paralysed. I had 2 concussions on my spine, paralysis, and a lot of fighters believe me, if they'd have felt the way I felt like that, they'd have pulled out after round 3 or 4, not round 10. You know what I'm saying? Because I was seeing 5 or 6 of him, and I wasn't really feeling my arms or legs. So it's built in. It's built in, and for me, what it is more than anything else. My relationship with my dad, yeah, was always built on me wanting to make him proud. So I've got a dog in me, whether whatever it is. I'm not a street. I don't street fight because I'm mature. I'm a grown man. I don't believe in that. I think it's foolishness. But I've got whatever I do. Like there's a bit of dog in me. You know what I mean? I'm a nice fellow. I like to laugh and joke. But when the fucking back's against the wall, you're gonna have to kill me, whatever you're doing, or at least paralyze me.
Two things on that, what you just said.
Yeah,
One thing, do you think that you have made your dad proud now?
I believe so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he's mellowing a little bit. Our relationship is better now than it's probably ever been. He had cancer a few years ago. That mellowed him a little bit. He's
No
getting
way.
older, um, and I've done all right. I've achieved all right. I look at my career and it's one I could never have dreamed of, but I'm still not happy with it at the same time. So, and when people say why do you still box, Dave, it ain't nothing to do with the money. Do you know? A lot of the money I made, I've spunked it all. Do you know what I'm saying? If I quit boxing tomorrow, I'd have to work tomorrow. You know, because I've been a fool. But I don't box for the money because I'd happily go and work and fucking chuck bricks about, or I could find something else to do. But really and truly, I box because I'm not. My dad believes I've got all the talent in the world. There's quite a few people do. So if I packed him now, I know it'd disappoint him. So really, if my dad weren't here, I probably wouldn't box again. So that's probably the real reason why I'm still at it, to be honest, because I want to win something and have that night where it clicks together and I put on a great performance that me and him believe is in me, and then I'll be happy to walk away whether I've made a few quid or not.
That's lovely.
I hope he don't say it like he'll be sick in his mouth.
No, we won't. Not at all. Also, second question on the back of that. You mentioned, obviously, like you've spoken today about having the Price rematch. But yet you've just brought up there about the fact, well, the obvious fact that like what had happened to you in that fight in terms of being paralyzed. Some would say, a bit mad to, well, not mad because you're a fighter and that's what you do, but does it take a lot to mentally have to prepare yourself for potentially getting that rematch, knowing what happened to you the last time?
I'll tell you a story, yeah.
Go on, I'd love to hear it.
Every Friday night as kids, yeah. 7 o'clock question of sport Friday night, yeah. From being about 7. So me and my mum, yeah, against my dad and my sister Danielle, who's 3 years older than me. So we'd always win because I loved the sport. I used to watch football. I knew all the facts anyway. So we'd win. It'd finish, yeah. I'd turn around, my sister would crack me, and we'd go for each other. And I'd always end up crying, covered in blood, black and blue. Upstairs, I've got bathroom sink. My mum rubbing me back while I'm letting my nose piss with blood. But I'll tell you something. Every Friday, yeah, every Friday, 7:28, I'd be fucking at it. You know what I mean? From being 7 to being about 12, and I'd be fucking at it. I think this is a fucking night, Dan. You're gonna fucking get it today. So for 5 years, yeah, I know I'm gonna get fucking battered, but you never know. I thought I might fucking land one today. But anyway, I'll tell you what happened though, yeah. So there's no, I don't give a fuck for any of that. When I was a kid, from being to being 12 years old, my sister would batter me. Then my
Yeah.
dad. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? But when I fought outside the house, no fucker could do me that didn't live in my house. Do you know what I mean? Because I was too fucking evil for him. But anyway, I got 12-year-old, yeah. So it was one Friday, at it again. I've got the fucking top side of her. I've got on top and I'm gaining some. Anyway, my dad fucking punched me. And he dragged me off, yeah. I know what you're doing. And he went, you can't hate women. I went, fucking hell. I said, I've waited 5 years for this moment. I said, what are you doing? Fucking hell, God, give me a right clip as well. So back upstairs on the sink crying again at my dad this time. I'd waited so long to get top side of her. And he just fucking dragged me off. Gutted. And that was last time we scrapped.
Okay, so how does that tie into a David Price rematch?
Because, like I always say, I'm not the best boxer on the planet, yeah?
Yeah.
But I genuinely don't fear nobody in the world. So how can I? I was brought up by a fucking lunatic. Yeah. I was brought up with the mindset of it doesn't. I'm not saying I'm the best man on the planet. I'm not the hardest man in the world. But if you're gonna scrap me, you're gonna have to kill me or fucking maim me or paralyze me or take me out of the game and that's what I pride myself on. I pride myself on being
So
that man.
with that then, is there a space for gratitude in experiencing that as a child? Because now it has led you to have that dogfight
I'll
in
tell you
you, I
something really
suppose.
funny. My dad sent me a text. Can't remember how long ago it were. I don't know what fight it were. I'd won a fight, maybe Nick Webb, and he sent me a text and he went, I can't remember it word for word, but it were effectively, I bet you got a fucking tough one up as a kid now, aren't you? Can't remember what fight it was. Might be the Bracamonte fight or something. Sent me a text basically saying, good way I used to fucking gear some bastard as a kid, innit? Because you're tough now. Do you know what I mean? So, but you know what? When I was a bit younger, I used to resent him. I used to think, you know what? Fucking growing up was fucking hard, And it was, to be honest. It was hard growing up. It was really hard. And I used to resent him a bit. And I used to think, I wish life were a bit different when I was younger. Do you know what I mean? I wish I had a more normal upbringing. And now I get a bit older, I think, you know what? I'm fucking really grateful. and I'm really grateful he pushed me how he did. I'm really grateful I had to run every day. I'm really grateful I got a McDonald's or a KFC till I was 18, 19. I'm really glad I never fucking were allowed to go out with my friends very much. I'm glad I wasn't allowed to do this because it's made me the man I am today, which is more than I would have been. I'm not saying I'm fucking world champion again, but it's more than I would have been if it let me live the life of a normal kid. So I didn't live the life of a normal kid, which is probably why when I moved out at 20, I've not really trained properly. So I fucking trained out, to be honest. From being 5 or 6 years old for nearly 15 years, I trained day in, day out. My dad runs between 5 and 10 miles from being 6, 7 years old. And it was fucking hard.
What's been the biggest lesson that he's taught you apart from outside of that, apart from the toughness?
You know, me and my old man, I don't remember a conversation that we've had that's not been about me track and field when I was doing track and field or me boxing. The whole 28 years of my life, I don't remember one conversation with my old man about anything other than sport. Do you know? I'd be hard pushed to remember a conversation about anything other than horse racing as well. I'd be very hard pushed to remember a conversation that wasn't something to do with my sporting career, whether it be track and field or when I played football, I didn't like playing football, but I'd be very hard pushed to think of something. But at the same time, I am, as I get older, I'm grateful for how he did push me. But I couldn't really think of anything.
Where do you think you get your like emotional depth from then? Because you're a very emotional character. You wear your heart in your sleeve. I mean, that's so apparent in, if you watch any of your interviews.
Yeah, my mum's a fucking really good woman. You know, she's a saint, really. Well, like I say, my childhood. Well, in one side, my dad would laugh if you could hear me now. Fucking, you had a great good childhood, and I did because my mum was good to me. My mum made sure we had fuck all. You know what I mean? My mum and dad, neither of them had a car. They couldn't drive. We never went anywhere. We never had anything. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it was good. I can't. It's hard because it was hard in one sense that it was difficult. And when you grow up as a kid, and I used to grow up and my friends had everything. Do you know what I mean? And I see things now. I see my nephew and my brother-in-law, and they cuddle each other at night time, and they're nice, and they're really and he's really nice to him, and he gets upset when he's upset. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then when I was a kid, I used to get really confused. I used to think, why is my dad like this with me? And I couldn't understand it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he hit me, I think, what the fuck's he hitting me for? Or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It used to confuse the life out of me. So, yeah, we don't really conversate about much. But as I get older, I appreciate him. And I've always loved him no matter what because he's my dad. But
Yes.
he's the reason I failed my GCSEs as well.
Can't blame him on that, David.
I can blame him. I can blame him. And I'll tell you why. There's another great story as well. I want to say all this autobiography. But anyway, I had my geography school field trip the next day for coursework, yeah? So I'm just sat in the house thinking I'm going on a school trip tomorrow. He goes and has a fight with next door neighbour and he got done for attempted murder at first. That's what he got done with, for having the scrap with him. All got dropped in the end, but he got done for it. It's on Google, right? Yeah. So I can go on the school trip. So I failed geography. And then he got sent, and then he went at home for a long time, and I were being a bastard, and I failed all my GCSEs. I was 11 at the time. So yeah, let's blame it all on my dad and all my life failing.
Poor Mr. Allen. He's getting.
The top and bottom of it is, I as I get older, I appreciate him much more.
Yeah.
Even though, you know what I'm saying.
I hear you, and it's a sign of great maturity when you start to release the resentment and you start to appreciate. And also, I think without getting too in depth here, no matter what your circumstance is, there's always gonna be a slight resentment to your parents because no matter what happens, you're always gonna wish that something else was the case.
When I was a bit younger, I had a BMW that I had a really hard life, and then as I got older, I started to appreciate. While I had a lot less than my friends,
Yeah.
I had a hell of a lot more than most. and as a kid you can't appreciate that, but as you get older, you see more of the world. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you think, fuck me, I slept in a bed every night, and
Yes.
I ate well most days. So you know what I mean. You start to realise, you know what? As a kid, you think, fuck me, this is hard. I just think, fuck me, life's hard. You know what I mean? As you get older, you think, fucking hell, I was really fortunate, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fortunate. I'm glad I brought up how I am now. Than I had it easy growing up with a spoiled cunt, and now I'd be getting in trouble or whatever else. You know what I mean? Because I'm not. They made me well mannered, maybe through fear, but I was always well mannered and stuff. So yeah, I can't really complain, to be honest, can I?
Yeah, you're a wonderful human. They've done a great job.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
okay, let's just take what time is this? I always keep you way too long. Um, oh, someone. This is a good one, and I think you might have mentioned this before on an interview with me, but CLS78 again has asked an autobiography from 5 years to now to tell all on your childhood and what made you who you were.
I always say I would never write an autobiography till I was on my deathbed.
No, I refuse to allow this to happen. You need to write a book in 5 years, 5 years time.
If I was to write in 5 years, I wouldn't put everything in, and it wouldn't be a true story.
It'll be your life up to now. And trust
Yeah,
me, there is a
but
lot you could put in that.
I wouldn't be able to put all the facts in. So I
Okay, you could
wouldn't.
have an X-rated version at 90 years of age.
Yeah, that's. You know what? Like, obviously, everyone's the same though. You know, the older you get, you realise everyone's the same. Everyone fucking done stupid shit or done mad shit and whatever else. So you know what I mean. So I will. I hope to write a book one day. Even I'll just write it for myself, just to read it all back and go, fucking hell. You know, they say life flashing before your eyes. I'm gonna write a
Yeah.
book when I'm older, and then I might even write it soon, so I remember it all, and then read it when I get older.
I think nobody steal my idea here now. I'm copywriting this. I think you would be great if you've done a book now on like a mixture of, life advice, mental health, and wit. Because you mirror, you kind of link those all together quite well on your Instagram and stuff like that. And anytime you put up something on Instagram, it's written in the way that you speak. So you read it in your voice, which makes it funnier. Even though sometimes it's a very serious topic, or it's a very informative, knowledge, wisdom led topic.
I just think whatever in life, anything you say, anything you say in life, if you lace it with humour,
Yeah.
it's a winner. It's a winner always, always, no matter what the subject. Lace it with a bit of humour. It's always an easier pill to take.
Yeah, true. I hear you. There's so many. Lots of people are asking about Jay McFarlane. Are you still friends, and are you still in contact?
I speak to him now and again. Um, what happened. He gone back home. I had him for 3 months, and the 3 months he was here, he turned his life around. You know, um, I weren't going to keep him forever. You know what I mean? I couldn't keep him forever.
You can't.
But he turned his life around. He's back home. He's training hard. He's kept his weight off by the looks of things, and he's doing well. You know, I'll help him where I can, but got my own career to think about. And I always said when I was here, so I've got 3 kids, Jay. And I said, you're my third favourite, mate, to be honest. Because I've only just met you, but wherever I can help him in the future, I will. But I won't be changing from this point on, no.
John Foppel, I think it is, has asked, do you still have your orange champion tracksuit? And he's
Yeah.
also asked, could he have it, which is obviously a joke. But what is the sentiment with the orange champion
Before the
tracksuit?
prize fight, yeah, Champion, JD, Tesco, you name them, yeah, they was looking after me, sending me free stuff. Yeah, got me a bad price. I've not heard from any of them since. So, Champion sent me loads of stuff and sent me this orange and blue tracksuit, really loud. And I did the workout for the prize fight in it because I forgot my shorts. And I wore it a few times. And it was a really nice tracksuit. I don't think it might fit in, but yeah, probably not. It's a big old tracksuit, like, yeah.
Kieran Robbo, 24, has asked, I've just started boxing. What tips would you give me?
You've got to go to the best gym you can.
Now,
Bad
how
habits
do
are very
you,
bad.
before, sorry to interrupt you, before you say that, this is a question that I get asked a lot of times and mess with people who want to start and don't know, like, how do you know what is a good gym to go to if you've never done the sport before? What are the signs that will tell you it's a good gym?
Well, the first thing I would say is this: don't start trying to teach yourself. I get sent a load of videos of people in the garage just in the bag. That's
Yeah.
a no-go, because you just pick up so many bad habits doing it yourself, and you can't get out of bad habits. It takes you. I don't think you can ever get out of a bad habit when it's ingrained, if you've been doing it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things Danny does now, because he boxed at an amateur club for like 9 years before I met him. He does things like, defensively, he didn't used to do any defence work. He just put his hands up and block shots. It was very easy to teach him how to do things, how to get behind his shoulder, and how to catch and parry and ride shots. It was easy to do that. He's never been shown how to do it wrongly. But he doesn't throw his punches correctly because he's been taught how to punch incorrectly. You punch from there. You don't punch from there because you're going to get the same power. You have to punch from there from your face because you get your shoulder and not just your arm. So, and he was taught how to punch wrongly for 9 years. So with Danny, it's impossible. I'm never going to be able to get him to punch correctly because he's been taught wrongly so much. So I'm never going to. He's never going to punch correctly. We're working our way around it now. The fact that he doesn't punch correctly.
Break down the perfect punch.
Well, if you're throwing a jab
Mm-hmm.
and you're being taught to throw it from the start, you're going to throw it from your face. You're not going to throw it from your waist. You're not going to throw it. You're going to throw it from there. Say I'm a southpaw. You throw it from there. It's going to come straight out there. You're going to get your chin behind your shoulder. It's simple stuff, really. But when you've got a gym full of 50 kids and there's 3 amateur coaches, it's very easy to take a kid and go jab. You're looking around the gym. You're not concentrating. They're throwing a jab. The chin's up in the air. And if it don't get pulled up straight away, that in 2 or 3 sessions time is going to become a habit. In 2 or 3 months time, it's going to become what you do, and it's in 4 to 5 months time, it's going to become what you do forever. No matter how many times you say to the kid, "Get your fucking chin down," and even if you belt him on the head with a pad, they ain't going to do it. Like with Danny, I tell him to do a certain thing on the pads, he'll do it. As soon as he then goes to put that into practice sparring, he goes back to what he's been doing for 9 years. Because you're not on the pads for 3 months, you're doing it for 9 months, 9 years. You're going to do it. You're very hard to get out of. So I would say go to the right place, go there right away, and do it properly from the beginning, because it's bad habits are very hard to get out of.
Perfect. And I'm just after getting my little warning to tell me that I have 1 minute left and then this will end.
Yeah.
So we've spent an hour. That was another great chat. Okay. I will see you again next Friday night at 7 p.m. if you're still going to be Mr. Fight Connect TV next week.
We'll have Danny back next week as well.
Amazing. You couldn't have given me better news. Only joking. But listen, good to speak to you. Thank you very much for your time. I'm very appreciative as always. And yeah, good to speak to you.
All right, I'll catch you soon.
Yeah,
All
talk
right,
to you soon.
bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye,
bye
bye,
David.
bye-bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.